Please be seated. Graduates, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the faculty and staff, parents, distinguished guests, family and friends. It's my pleasure and honor to welcome you to Commencement today, held in the 138th year of the Colorado School of Mines. Today, under cloudy and hopefully dry skies, we'll award 620 bachelor degrees, 182 master degrees, and 28 PhDs. To begin, our national anthem will be performed by the Colorado School of Mines Madrigal Singers under Dr. Bob Klemick. I ask you to stand.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, and you can be seated again. Today, we celebrate the achievements of our Mines students. After years of hard work, you've successfully earned your degrees and are leaving our Mines community to continue your grand adventure in the global community. You've probably all taken a moment to look through your commencement program to find your name or your son's or daughter's name, and you've probably noticed that all our Mines community truly is global, with students from Arvada up the road to Abu Dhabi. Here on our stage, you see behind me 32 different flags, all representing the home countries for our graduating students today. Now, more than ever before, we are members of a global society, and here at Mines, in and out of the classroom, we aspire to give our students the skills they need to be successful in global society. Graduates, I hope that you've come to value diversity in thought and background, as well as recognize the similarities that tie us together. On your first day of class, you joined our Mines family, and today we celebrate the success of all our family members from all over the globe. I would also like to take a moment to recognize those students who are graduating with distinction. In your programs, you will see the names of students who have won awards and who are graduating with double degrees and honors. And you will see students today wearing honors cords to designate summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. To all those students graduating with distinction, please stand and be recognized by your peers and families. Thank you. In the spirit of recognizing student excellence, each year the Student Life Division presents the Outstanding Student Service Award to those students who went above and beyond their academic role on campus to vigorously participate in activities or projects that benefit their fellow students and the Mines community. I'll ask Dr. Dan Fox, Vice President for Student Life, to come forward and present the award. Dr. Fox?
Thank you. I'm very pleased to present this award to two students, Connor Fitchner and Oliver Dewey. Connor and Oliver, please come forward. Connor has served for 3 years as a resident assistant and a hall director. He also served on the residential campus committee for 3 years and as the advisor for the Residence Hall Association. Additionally, Connor has been a tremendous supporter of all student life programs during his tenure. Oliver has served as a student government leader and has been an active member of the Mines Activity Council, serving as the publicity chair and president. He has also worked with the Alumni Association, took part in the Renewable Energy Materials Research Science and Engineering Center's research experiences for undergraduates, Remersek REU, in 2012, and is a member and officer of the Engineering Honor Society Tau Beta Pi. Connor and Oliver, thank you all for your work to enhance campus life for your fellow students, and congratulations on your selection for this award. We're proud of you.
Again, congratulations, Connor and Oliver, and thank you for all your contributions to our Mines community. Now I'd like to introduce Joel Igley. Joel is graduating today with a Bachelor of Science in Petroleum Engineering, and he's been involved in campus life in a variety of roles, including resident assistant, drumline captain for the Mines music program, and is a member of multiple campus organizations and groups. Joel is a great representative of our students and their wide variety of interests, and he has the honor of being this year's student commencement speaker. Please join me in welcoming Joel Igley. Joel?
Good morning. Welcome, friends, family, and faculty to the Colorado School of Mines Commencement of 2012. I would like to thank all of you for your support throughout our education here at Mines. Without it, we would not be here today. Throughout my time here at Colorado School of Mines, I have had the chance to meet many people and see many things. I have become part of a family that I will never forget. Through long and arduous nights in the computer labs, to cheering on our basketball team as they fought to be #1 in the country, almost as if their lives, or almost as if their grades depended on it. To the demanding work of field session. Through the electrifying fireworks of E-Days and their subsequent rescheduling for the past 2 years. This school and its students have shown me that this is not only a place of higher learning, but a thriving community of cultural diversity, talent, service, and fellowship. Preparing this speech, I remembered back to when I was new to the school. I remembered the first person I met here on campus, and the first person who dumped paint on my head on the M-Climb. Singing a song never felt as good as singing the fight song with my fellow students. And tests always seemed less daunting when studying with my friends. 4 years later, I look around and I see undergraduate students, master's students, and graduate students, PhD students from different corners of the globe who have come together, united under a common banner, and have shown that education has the power to further the world from not only a technical and economic standpoint, but on a social level as well. How fortunate we all are to have been given such a wonderful and enlightening experience. As we take our last walk here on the sun in Cafeteria Commons today, journey out into the world, wherever we go, whether it be on to a new career in industry, research, or back to school, let us not forget how lucky we have been to receive such a lesson in technology, education, and sociology, and that there are many others who are not as privileged as we all have been. It is with this in mind that I challenge the graduates of 2012 to spread their experience to others. While we all will do great things in our future, a person's greatest impact is on those around them. Wherever you may find yourself, there will be those less advantaged than you who have never had the benefits of a community such as this. I ask you, as representatives of our rich legacy, take our community abroad, give back to those less fortunate than yourselves, and inspire those around you to do the same. If we are to become a global society, those of who have had experience must lead the way. Know that whether you are donating to a local charity, volunteering for a nonprofit organization, or simply supporting a family member or friend in need, you are helping to spread the camaraderie and goodwill that has been shown to us here by our fellow students and faculty. No matter where you go in life, from this day forward, you will always be a Mines graduate and part of the Mines community. Take pride in where you come from, but have the humility to offer charity and fellowship to those in need. You will represent our community as a whole and show the whole world how our community has shaped us to do great things. As you leave campus today with your diploma in hand, remember two things if nothing else. Every honest fellow drinks his whiskey clear, and you're one hell of an engineer. Thank you.
Thank you, Joel, and I guess you think you're going to be coming back up here in just a little while, so we'll look forward to that. It's really my pleasure now to introduce our keynote speaker today, Dr. Craig Barrett. Dr. Barrett held various positions with Intel Corporation over a 35-year period, including Chief Executive Officer and stepping down as Chairman of the Board in 2009. But throughout his career, Dr. Barrett has advocated for improving education locally and globally, and for using technology to raise social and economic standards around the world. Dr. Barrett is heavily involved in organizations that support K-12 science, technology, engineering, math, or STEM education, and has served on a number of national boards, including as chair of the National Academy of Engineering. Dr. Barrett holds a bachelor's, master's, and PhD degree in materials science, all from Stanford University, where he was later a faculty member and then a Fulbright Fellow and a NATO postdoctoral fellow. Dr. Barrett has authored over 40 technical papers regarding the influence of microstructure on the properties of materials, and in 1973, co-authored a widely used textbook on material science, The Principles of Engineering Materials, and that textbook is still in use today. It's my pleasure and honor to welcome Dr. Craig Barrett to our campus today.
Well, I've come to you from Arizona. It's a bit warmer there, but I only see an occasional snowflake coming down, so I'm extremely happy to be here and to address the graduating class today. And let me offer my sincerest congratulations to the School of Mines graduating class of 2012. Your hard work, your perseverance, and your effort is about to pay off. You're about to go into the next phase of your life. And with the world in its uncertain future, you're bound to find excitement out there. And to some degree, I think, a degree of chaos. But regardless of the external environment, your education experience here at School of Mines will serve you well. I'd also like to congratulate the parents, friends, family of the graduates today. Many of you can now stop making that down payment on your children's future. You ought to see what the tuition is at Stanford if you think it's bad here. For the graduates, I want to offer you a bit of advice as you go forward. And for the last several years, you've studied hard under the guidance of your professors who know their subject material very well. You've read the great books. You've done problem assignments. You've written papers on esoteric topics. You've passed a myriad of exams. And along the way, you've had the benefit of the words of wisdom of your professors, the school administrators, the other faculty members, mentors, and others. Today, I also want to offer you a bit of advice, a bit of wisdom, some advice that you can take forward with you for the rest of your career. But my words of advice, I have to warn you in advance, are not coming from the great books. They're coming from a source of ultimate wisdom, a source that we've all consulted throughout our lifetime, a source which, over my 45 years in the technical fields, I've consulted, and I've never found this source of wisdom to be wrong. That source of wisdom, ladies and gentlemen, is the Chinese fortune cookie. And the examples I want to give you today are from real fortune cookies that I've collected over the last 3 decades from around the world, and I think they're very appropriate for today's discussion. And I realize this may be a bit unconventional in a school of higher learning, and especially at a commencement, but I do believe you'll have an easier time remembering the advice I'm about to give you than you did trying to remember the answers to your last exam. And that's my purpose in standing in front of you today, is basically to give you some advice you can carry forward for the rest of your professional career, something that you can recall a lot easier than the second law of thermodynamics or a solution to Schrödinger's wave equation. I can see some of you love those solid-state thermo courses. Well, let's get started. First fortune cookie comes from my favorite Chinese restaurant in Los Altos, California, in the middle of Silicon Valley, Chef Chu's. And that fortune is very appropriate for today's discussion. It states, very simply, that the world will always accept talent with open arms. The world will always accept talent with open arms. And translated, that very simply means that education is the key that opens doors to opportunity. With a good education, you have a chance to move forward to the next step, whether it's to graduate school, to get the job of your dreams, to move forward in life, to pursue research interests, to be an entrepreneur, maybe even to make enough money to pay back your college loans. Good education is just the start, however. It gives you that opportunity to move forward to the next step. But to be really successful, you have to continue learning as you go forward. In fact, I think most of the older folks in the audience would tell you today that you've just completed the easiest part of your education. The more difficult part will start in the professional workplace. I'd also suggest that you have to have a passion for what you do. And that's really the talent the world is looking for. That talent is defined as a great education plus a love and a passion for the everyday job at hand. If you have that combination, then I don't think you can go wrong. Whether you want to be a poet, a physician, a physicist, a petroleum engineer, whatever you want to be, if you have talent, passion, and education, the world will readily accept your skills. There's a lot of talk in the world today about competition, a lot of talk about what jobs are safe in what country, what jobs might be offshored, and what sort of profession you might pursue on that basis. I think most of those discussions are bogus, because I think regardless of your projected future, if you have talent, that educational background and that passion, regardless of what you choose to do, the world will accept you with open arms. Second fortune cookie. This one comes from the Golden Phoenix, 16th Street, Phoenix, Arizona, my hometown. Fortune cookie has to do with the concept of competition. Competition at the individual level, at the corporate level, or even at the international level. It states very simply that you cannot win unless you choose to compete. You cannot win unless you choose to compete. In today's world, we all know there's increased competition. We know that no entity can rest on its laurels. Just because you're number one today doesn't mean you'll be number one tomorrow. If your basketball team was number one this season, it won't necessarily be number one next season without hard work. The individual worker in the marketplace knows there's competition. In the corporate sector, you know there's competition from around the world. But interestingly, there are apparently some entities like state and national governments, who have yet to realize this truth. For example, if you take the United States, a country that has the highest gross national product in the world, one of the highest standards of living in the world, a place where investments in innovation and entrepreneurship in the 20th century gave rise to great wealth and opportunity to its citizens. Today, the United States is struggling with this concept of competition. How do you compete with the likes of China and India and other countries? How do you create the smart people and the smart ideas necessary for success in the 21st century? We're currently working and struggling with these issues. But fundamentally, we're hampered in the United States by the concept that we've been number one for the last 50 years, and therefore we have an inalienable right to be number one for the next 50 years. We don't have to do anything different. I think nothing could be further from the truth. If you want to win, you have to choose to compete. And that means you have to do the things necessary to be competitive. You can't just rely on hope. I think you're all aware of the status of K through 12 education in the United States. We used to have the best system in the world, and now we have one of the poorer systems in the developed world. We used to be the number one nation in the world in terms of the percent of our adults with a college degree. Amongst the OECD countries, we've now fallen to number 13 or number 14 in that category. You know that our investments in research and development have been stagnant for the last few decades. In fact, today, our investment as a percentage of our gross national product in the United States is only about half of what it was 2 or 3 decades ago. And this is at a time when other countries around the world are increasing their stream of investment. Soon we, as a country, as will every country on the face of the earth, have to decide to compete, just as you as individuals will have to decide to compete if you want to be successful in your future. My final fortune cookie, there are only 3 of them, has to do with individual initiative. You know, sometimes in life, we depend too much on others to solve our problems. And certainly if you pick up the newspaper or you look at the television today, there is no shortage of problems around the world which scream for solution. And seemingly there's no shortage of massive government programs to attack these problems. This last fortune cookie is an international one. It comes from Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. And it really addresses this issue of initiative with the following statement. A small deed done is better than a great deed planned. And if you think of that for a moment, it seems obvious. Small deeds are done by individuals or small groups. A teacher helping a student, a doctor donating their time to helping a poor patient, recent college graduate giving up a few years of their professional career to volunteer for Teach to America to help teach kids in underserved neighborhoods. Someone who provides a microloan to an entrepreneur in a developing country. These are all small deeds done These all help people. The contrast to the great deed planned is the global platform. Take the United Nations, for example. The United Nations Millennium Development Goals, solving the issue of world hunger, solving the issue of illiteracy around the world. In the United States, the government discussion of how to save Social Security or Medicare for future generations. These great deeds planned and their lofty goals hardly ever achieve anything. You don't have to look far today to see the increasing dependence of society on these great deeds planned, when in fact we should really be focusing on the small deeds done by individuals. What the individual can accomplish, society can build on. President Kennedy stated this many years ago in a slightly different fashion when he asked, don't ask what your country can do for you, but what can you do for your country? I think it's important for all of you as you enter your professional career to focus on the details, the results, the accomplishments, and the ways that your individual actions can carry much more importance and impact than the great deeds planned by higher government. Let me end by wishing you the best in your careers. There are only two things in life that once gained can never be taken away from you. They are your education and your personal integrity. Cherish both of these qualities and always make the most of them as you move forward in your professional career. Congratulations again, and good luck in your future life.
Thank you, Dr. Barrett, for those remarks. And once again, I want to say how much we appreciate you coming and spending time with us here at the Colorado School of Mines, getting to know some of our faculty, some of which you've known for some time, and seeing some of our students today. I'd like to invite Mr. James Spanstra, Chairman of the Colorado School of Mines Board of Trustees, to the podium. Dr. Barrett, in recognition of your outstanding leadership in the technology industry and in STEM education, the trustees of Colorado School of Mines are proud to award you our honorary degree, Doctor of Engineering.
Your diploma. And put it on.
You bet you put it on.
Got it? Okay there? Got it.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay, one diploma down. Chairman Spanstra, I present to the Board of Trustees these senior and graduate students. Each senior has been recommended for graduation by the faculty of the school, and each candidate for an advanced degree has been recommended by the faculty to receive his or her graduate degree. I concur with the faculty, and it is my honor to present these students for your acceptance.
President Scoggins, by action of the Board of Trustees of the Colorado School of Mines, taken on May 10, 2012, I direct you to award these candidates the degrees which they have earned.
Thank you. I shall now ask our provost, Dr. Parker, to present the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree.
Would today's candidates for the Bachelor of Science degrees please rise? Mr. President, with the approval of the faculty, I recommend that these candidates be awarded their respective degrees which they have earned. The candidates who are unable to be present today will be awarded their degrees in absentia. Their names appear in the program.
On recommendation of the faculty and by the authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Bachelor of Science in the designated curriculum, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I congratulate you on this outstanding accomplishment. Congratulations. I now ask you to come forward to receive your diploma. Vice President for Student Life, Dr. Dan Fox, and Dr. Kim Williams, Associate Professor of Chemistry and Geochemistry, will share the honor of announcing the names of the graduates as they join us on stage and will be greeted by their department head or division director. Dr. Fox.
Presented by Dr. Kadre Dagdalin, Department Head for the Department of Mining Engineering for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Mining Engineering. Grace Ellen Bernard. Hannah Rose Brinkman. Colin J. Brock. Stephen Jacob Brudvig. Timothy Michael Brueggemann. Jonathan J. Frost. Benjamin J. Gertz. Amanda Kelly Graninger. Christopher A. Hausma. Jared Alexander Cullis. Matthew G. Labonte. Sheikh Rahim Mamadi. Presented by Dr. Michael Kaufman, Department Head from the Department of Metallurgical and Materials Engineering for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Metallurgical and Materials Engineering. Neil S. Anderson. Kiara Sherelle Benson. Stephanie K. Biaggiati. Jennifer M. Bolig. Alan T. Carter. Brendan Joseph Casillas. Lydia Charlotte Collins. Sarah Jean Cooper. Antonio Dylan Flory. Corey James Foxworth. Laurel Francis Frediani. Jordan K. Gonzalez. Brent Richard Goodlett. Travis Allen Graham Wright. Keegan Elise Hammond. Alexander Ryan Hansen. Peter Craig Harmon. Daniel Lewis Harrison. Travis C. Howard. Michelle L. Hughes. Emma L. Janish. Zoe Iona Kula Kreidler. Nicholas Scott Matthews. David Roger Mall. David Brian Mutnick. Jordan Maxine Shoemaker. Cameron M. Strauss. Adriana Nicole Torres. Ellen Elizabeth Verkler. Blair L. Went. Drew Everett White. Presented by Dr. John D. Humphrey, Department Head from the Department of Geology and Geological Engineering for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Geological Engineering, James Ulrich Ansley. William O. Boyer. Andrew Wayne Eilers. Christopher Michael Didier Fain. Mackenzie Bird Fernald. Maria Rosa Gobitz. David Richard Hallam. James Paul Hannafin. Harrison James Ingham. Kyle Ryan Kirtley. Jonathan P. Lacouture. Matthew Leo Lemke. Juliana Kristen Marr. Elliot Reed Matthews. Michael C. McLean. Ryan Thomas Nielsen. Krista Lynn Nixon. Nicole Renee Oster. Neil Carl Pearson. Christopher A. Peterson. Sage F. Sanchez. Caitlin N. Sellers. Rebecca E. Simon. Michael A. Snap. Leanne Michelle Stember. Christina Marianne Volpe. James McNabb Walton. Celeste Danielle Weeding. Travis John Wokash.
Presented by Dr. Ramona M. Graves, Department Head, from the Department of Petroleum Engineering for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Petroleum Engineering. Abdullah M. Al-Jazaf. Zara Haidar Al-Sakin. Essa Mohammed Al-Zair. Marcus Danielle Argueta. Juan Mohammed Lukman bin Sazalin. Anthony Joseph Bordinero. Andrew Michael Bosella. William A. Brady. Cole Eldon Carveth. David Lee Clark. Ilse Mariana Cabos Gazier. Alexander James Corey. Alyssa K. Davanzo. Julia Elizabeth Davis. Michael Joshua DeCrave. Gregory Hunter Dunham. Jess Christopher Eastwood. Jesse L.A. Christopher S. Enger. Ryan James Eustens. Amro Farag. Marina Bitasha Fitzgerald. Barbara Mary Fletcher. Ryan Alton Gilo. Leonid A. Grachov. Catherine Elizabeth Green. Michael James Grundy. Taylor Monroe Hall. Mohammed Asri Hanifa. Brian Edwin Hartlerode. Christopher Ian Hatcher. Taylor McIntyre Hefner. Jeff Hilton. Christopher Stephen Horner. Gerald Hua. Joel David Igley. Mohammed Afiq Ishaq. Ojemdi Isiguso Ojemdi Jr. Angelique Jaw. Kane Junmani. Nathaniel T. Jr. Zachary Craig Keller. Jan Emmerich Kwame. Yue Chen Lee. Neil Ross Little. Michael David Lockridge. Taylor J. Lowe. Noor Ferediana Mayadin. Mohammed Najmi Mansour. Isabel Sikia Mazingo. Sean I. McCaslin. Molly Ann McIntosh. Kirtland I. McKenna. Kellen J. McLaughlin. Dmitry Sergeyevich Melnikov. Mohammed Nasrul Shazmi Mohammed Nasir. Jose Antonio Molina Galliano. Andrea Lee Moritz. Edwin Stephen Mpuo. Brian L. Murphy. Jonathan Christopher Musso. Mohammed Al-Hafiz Mustafa. Mohammed Faiz Mustafa. Gisela Renee Nababon. Cornelius Endifo. Paul E. Novotny. Uchechi Paul Afo. Allison Page Oin. Brian Scott Peterson. Austin Michael Pivarnik. Samad Qureshi. Benjamin Sterling Radley. Ashley Austin Reed. Kenneth George Rennick. Evan Scott Rogers. Blaine Oliver Satoff. Joshua Todd Shannon. Blake Michael Short. Jesse Edward Snyder. Jean Jose S. Sobgaway. Evan Charles Stewart. Mike Christopher Strabela. Mohammed Faiz Solomon. Brendan R. Swenson. Paul Suhe. Courtney N. Tamulis. Matthew Lynn Talton. Edwin Carway Teo. Corey H. Thomas. Autumn Nicole Trish. Demir Turnchich. Michael J. Trumbull. Aijan Terman-Bakova. Lucas Daniel Van Zyl. Alex A. Vigil. Maggie J. Yokley. Hatapong Yusuk.
Presented by Dr. David W. M. Marr, Department Head from the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Chemical Engineering. Maz Ahmad. Abdullah Fahad Al-Suwai. Solomon Gashau Asefa. Michael Alden Atkinson. Nicole M. Bakosin. Bernie W. Bergman. Logan Douglas Brown. Ryan Michael Bruska. Samantha Kristen Cardenas. Nadine Louise Chavez. Fang Yu Chen. Weston B. Collins. Andrew Allen Dalmo. Jonathan Michael Dick. John Lawrence DeFovio III. Gregory Thomas Frost. Mosano Real Garcia. Joshua Allen Ginn. Jared David Glover. Austin Mark Granger. Madeline R. Green. Sean M. Geck. Tyler V. Hammock. Jacob Paul Herzog. Caitlin Jane Hoden. Nicholas A. Hoganson. Jerry D. Jessup. Amy E. Jopi. Humberto Jacob Kilbarger. Nicole Marie Kostelecki. Hao Lu. Kimberly Diane Lockhart. Sarah L. Lusgraff. Andrew J. Mall. Roxana Meza. Stephen Raymond Miller. Kevin Scott Morgan. Sarah Elizabeth Nelson. Mark David Odo. Clayton W. Perbix. Bradley Theodore Price. Yegor Samoylenko. Taylor Janelle Shireman. Quentin Ross Sheridan. Kelly F. Smith. Kylie R. Taylor. Jeffrey A. Tyberg. Patricia S. Weisgerber. Nathan James Welch. Jennifer Key Wirtz. J. Thomas Williams. Zachary C. Ziegler. From the Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Chemical and Biochemical Engineering, Aisha Abdel Samad Al-Muzam. Nathan Donald Beatty. Melinda Nicole Bartel. Emily Claire Bergeson. Connor Randolph Chapman. Jason T. Childers. Sarah Jordan Schmelka. Kevin Daniel Coleman. Tyler Neil Coriel. Austin William Dean. Oliver Scott Dewey. Brittany S. Grasmick. Alexandra Marie Hall. Patrick Robert Hill. Tanner John Hulse. Rebecca Marie Johnson Pabin. Lauren Bailey Kaiser. Zen Michael Keith. Sarah Nicole Lovell. Bobby McCracken. Aaron Eileen Onot. Sterling F. Parks. Samantha Marie Pupor. Barry Neil Rabinovich. Brittany Amber Ransom. Zachary Sean Robertson. Levi S. Salee. Shane E. Schrader. Kayla T. Smith. Adam John Steinhardt. Mariah R. Stetner. Amy E. Stokes. Elena Tipness. Allison J. Tudor. Hannah Sue Turner. Jairus P. Vance. Emily G. Wareham.
Presented by Dr. Terrence K. Young, Department Head, from the Department of Geophysics for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Geophysical Engineering, Bethany C. Behrens. Joseph Robert Capriati. Jamie Lynn Clifton. Camriel Amir Coleman. Matthew Scott Fackler. Megan H. Helper. Kendra Lee Johnson. Nicholas A. Kramer. Patricia M. Littman. Chelsea Lee Newcourt. Gordon Kendrick Asterman. Travis Michael Pitcher. Megan Louise Sprott. Presented by Dr. Daniel M. Knaus, Department Head from the Department of Chemistry and Geochemistry for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Chemistry, Kaylee Danielle Adams. Kimberly M. Anderson. Nichelle Ann Bowles. Jacqueline Dawn Boyles. David Joseph Castro. David K. Choi. Mallory Celeste Faust. Dylan Taylor Franks. Matthew David Hartle. Teresa Lee. Amy M. Lizat. Neil R. Lloyd. Stephen Raymond Miller. Elizabeth Ann Myers. David Paul Roberts. Gabriel Michael Rubenstein. Aaron A. Stevens. Stephen Earl Strong. Alyssa M. Volk. Presented by Dr. Thomas E. Furtak, Department Head from the Department of Physics for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Engineering Physics. Taylor A. Engel. Christina Natalia Belo. Mohammed Ibrahim Bebahani. Zachary T. Berner. Jason Kyle Buster. Thomas Alexander Kabelklug. June J. Chang. Kyle Jeffrey Conrad. Michael P. Dixon. Jordan Joseph Douglas. Carter William Farrell. Stephen M. Freeman. Amy E. House Thomas. Heather B. Hunt. Hillary Mayer Hurst. Joshua A. Johnson. Blake Angelo Knoll. Michael David LaCount. Raymond Lee. Ryan Anthony Lucchese. Andrew Christopher Mahan. William Anthony McCollum. Paul Levi Miller. Jeffrey Scott Munn. Daniel A. Nolan. Thomas J. O'Brien. Victoria Lynn Olson. Charles A. Parker. Levi W. Patterson. Mick Travis Ramsey. Kevin Allen Reibers. Timothy T. Rinn. Scott Joseph Ritz. Tyler R. Scott. Quentin Ross Sheridan. Casey W. Smith. Matthew Douglas Stillwell. Tristan Quinn Stores. Randall Paul Talon. Bryce A. Thurston. Brendan James Villars. Gage Nolan Waldron. Nathaniel Davis Walker. Chad A. Williams. Harrison William Wilterdink. Robert D. Wright.
Presented by Dr. Roderick G. Eggert, Division Director from the Division of Economics and Business for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Economics. Muhammad Fahad Al-Zahayan. Erin Elizabeth Anthony. Kristen Chichwa. Jonathan J. Frost. Celine Carol Gross. Joshua Timothy Krolschel. Nicholas L. Van Gundy. Bree A. Waltman. From the College of Engineering and Computational Sciences, presented by Dr. Willie Harriman, Department Head, from the Department of Applied Mathematics and Statistics, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Computational and Applied Mathematics Specialty. Trevor L. Buckles. Sarah M. Clifton. Michael C. Furman. Gregory James Johnson. William Anthony McCollum. Kimberly Ann Mazenko. Eric James Threet. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Statistics Specialty, Oscar Manuel Aguilar. Zhen Ziong Lee. Ashley K. Valdez. Andrew John Zerwick. Presented by Dr. John McCrae, Department Head from the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Engineering, Civil Specialty. Quincy Gregory Anderson. Aaron William Paul Bagwell. Stephen Lithwelthan Bartles. Tana C. Dreiter. Charles John Durston. Mallory Lynn Ferguson. Brandon R. Field. Amanda Marie Gerton. Christopher Lynn Gutama. Colin Atley Grams. Jessica K. Greeno. Josue Gutierrez. Timothy John Halper. Daniel Stewart Heptig. Robert William Hofer. Jilu Rachel Jacob. Ryan Michael Jessup. Jessica Ann Jurassic. Jordan S. Larson. Christopher J. Lupi. Kyle Patrick Lupi. Michael E. Make. Rebecca Lee Malcolm. Daniel Leonide May. Christopher John McPhee. Guadalupe D. Monge Fabienne. Mary Elizabeth Monks. Timothy Patrick O'Leary. Ariel J. Petros Good. James Christopher Proctor. Eric M. Probst. Kevin Patrick Schaefer. Luke David Schweitzer. Cassandra Marie Stember. Kristen Grace Straley. Sean Hideaki Takahashi. Lorraine Livingston Marie Tracy. Brian Edward Watkins. Servando Zamaron.
For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Engineering, Environmental Specialty, Jessica Ann Baker. Miles B. Blair. Samantha Lynn De Leon. Paul C. Franklin. Justin D. Garvey. Jeanette Nicole Hartman. Brent A. Johnson. Emily Christine Coor. Dana Lee Morris. Chelsea Lynn Mernon. Amanda Leah Owens. Jordan F. Pease. Jessa Ann Smith. Alan E. Thomas III. Colette Magdalene Van Straten. Gregory J. Wallingford. Vincent Michael Robert Whisker. Presented by Dr. Tyrone Vincent, Department Head, from the Department of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Engineering, Electrical Specialty, Jeremy J. Ackerman. Jeffrey W. Babbitt. Matthew William Beach. Chapman Dakota Bigham. Thomas Michael Carroll. Jacob Ryan Case. Alan R. Chu. Katie Rose Crawford. Michael Louis de Phillips. Abigail R. Dusnap. Brett C. Dixon. Mason Daniel Engel. Chelsea Renee Fidel, also Engineering Mechanical Specialty. Connor M. Fitchner. Craig Andrew Francis. Christopher John Ford Graff. Brian Alistair Hampson. James Paul Jackson. Joseph J. Janus IV. Kiro G. Jacob Andrew Jewett. Michael James Langfield. Leah D. Langston. Yu Lee. Preston L. Linzer. Andrew Henry Magnuson, also Engineering Mechanical Specialty. Kyle Thomas Markowski. Benjamin Jordan Musson. Lynn Wynn. Patrick Kenneth Pawmeyer. Russell L. Quick. George H. Ransom. Corinne Carol Reichenau. Derek William Sanders. David Samuel Schweitzer. Kyle Andrew Shepard. John Russell Sherman. Nicholas Joseph Shipman. Sean Lee Strombeck, also engineering, mechanical specialty. Christopher P. Ventura. Jonathan Andrew Weber. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Computer Science Specialty, Amanrit K. Bajwa. Daniel James Bauman. Oliver Joseph Chase. Charles Edward Davis. Joshua Stephen Dinges. James Everett Hamilton. Aaron James Hart. Elise E. Haynes. Brian Keith Holland. Chin Kathy Marie Isaac Heslop. John David Languish. Ben Taylor McCoo. Thomas Xavier Mesquita. Gerald Douglas Miller. Alan Newin. Michael John Quinlan. Michael R. Rose. Kyle Christopher Schultz. Paul Nathaniel Sismarski. Andrew T. Suter Morris. Thomas Jack Taylor, Jr. Alex James Turner. Tyson M. Williams. Joseph R. Zyman.
Presented by Dr. John Berger, Department Head, from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Engineering, Mechanical Specialty, Kevin James Albrecht. Brandon Bradley Anderson, also Engineering, Electrical Specialty. Daniel W. Anderson. Corey S. Bacon. Austin J. Ball. Brian James Banghart. Christopher Benjamin Bergen. Andrew Dale Bethurum. Daniel C. Bidanet. Kyle Botts. Tyler Jackson Brink. Sydney Budge. Tyler D. Calvert. Sarah Elizabeth Towner Casinas. Emily Catherine Cazell. Kevin B. Schaefer, also Engineering, Electrical Specialty. Catherine Nicole Clark. Andrew James Corman. Craig William Crow. Joshua Mark Courier, also engineering civil specialty. Tyler Dean Seifer. Andrew L. DeCrafe. Sierra Page Deniston. Neville Brian Pirot, also engineering electrical specialty. Krista Lynn DiNacenzo. Eric J. Early. Patrick David Eddy. Cameron Christian Ivor Emerson, also engineering electrical specialty. Carl Engel Enright. Tyler P. Franzen. Will Geyer. Ryan J. Goodritis. Robert Joseph Gill. Joanna Lee Graves. Scott L. Greensides. Emily G. Hendrickson. Marco Antonio Hierro. Craig A. Hitchman. David Bennett Hoff. Adam J. Huerta. Aaron Courtney Huggins. Timothy Scott Janke. Nicholas P. Karsten. Michael Matthew Lee. Daniel Walter Levon. Dylan Ray Lewis. David Charles Lipp. Kyle Patrick Little. Chad Ryan Loosberg. Gordon V. Liu. Michael Raymond Lutz. Thomas M. Mall. Jonathan J. McKenney. Kyle P. McMinn. Jeffrey L. Meeker. Alvaro G. Meza. Andrew B. Mitchell. Joshua R. Molyneux. Christian C. Neal. Cooper H. Newby. Kellen A. Noby. Sabrina Lee Norton. Cody Vernon Numedal. Ramon J. Ortega. Michael W. Paris. Michael James Pascal. Brent Joseph Payne. Taylor Christopher Foll. Benjamin William Pullman. Ty D. Porter. Matthew Boyce Rielson. Jonathan Edward Reberry. Jonathan Jeremy Reeves, also engineering electrical specialty. Mikhail J. Ryder. Mark J. Robinson. Tyler Lee Robinson, also engineering civil specialty. Benjamin L. Rosen. Joshua James Ruff. Brian C. Rush. David Winston Schwenker. Elizabeth Vita Sarashu. Zane Michael Sigafus. Alexander J. Ski. Jonathan H. Slavic. Aaron Christopher Stockard. Gregory S. Sugano, also engineering electrical specialty. Samuel L. Sutherland. Preston Lovato Sutton. Janice R. Terrell. Viet Hung Tan. Nathan K. Utke. Alexander C. Vasky. Jessica Ricky Vossler. Bradley Justin Warner. Jeffrey Lane West, also engineering electrical specialty. Kyle Austin Whitlow. Stephen Eric Wickstrom. Brian Matthew Williams. Patrick D. Williams.
Thank you, Dr. Fox. Thank you, Dr. Fox and Dr. Williams. I should now ask Dr. Parker to present the candidates for the professional and master's degrees.
Would today's candidates for the professional and master's degrees please rise? Mr. President, with the approval of the faculty, I recommend that the professional, Master of Science, or Master of Engineering degree, as appropriate, be conferred upon these candidates. The candidates who are unable to be present today will be awarded their degrees in absentia. Their names appear in the program.
Upon recommendation of the faculty, by the authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon all those who have been recommended by the faculty the professional master, Master of Science, or Master of Engineering degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I congratulate all of you on this outstanding accomplishment. Please come forward to receive your diploma from Dr. Parker. The Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Tom Boyd, will announce the names of the graduates. Dr. Boyd?
In mining engineering for the degree Master of Engineering, Engineer of Mines, Arthur C. Idolino. For the degree Master of Science, Mining and Earth Systems Engineering, Amir Chanamifard. Adele Mohimi. William D. Rithhamel. Elizabeth Westbrook Wachel. In Metallurgical and Materials Engineering for the degree Master of Engineering, Metallurgical and Materials Engineering, Stefan Ben Nekodemsky. Kevin Nathaniel Wood. For the degree Master of Science, Metallurgical and Materials Engineering, Rachel Aaron Madlin. Lee M. Roth-Lutner. Gregory Colin Trickle. For the degree Master of Science, Materials Science, Nathan R. Gubel. Christine Jacob. Sarah G. McMurray. Archana Subramanian. For the degree Master of Science, Nuclear Engineering, Aaron M. Ackerman. Ali Al-Hamani. Osama Al-Sabi. In Geology and Geological Engineering for the degree Master of Engineering, Geological Engineer, Elif Achakulin. Christopher Lee Lively. For the degree Master of Science, Geology, Adrian J. Almanza. Michael Douglas Collins. Craig Anthony Kaiser. For the degree Master of Science, Geochemistry, Elizabeth Ann Easley. For the degree Master of Science, Geological Engineering, Evan Quell Friedman. For the degree Professional Master, Petroleum Reservoir Systems, Amambe Ali Chalak. Olusegun Joseph Ogundele. For the degree Professional Masters, Mineral Exploration, Amelia T. Sterling. For the degree Master of Science, Hydrology, Adam C. Schrader. In Petroleum Engineering for the degree Master of Engineering, Petroleum Engineering, Onur Jungar. Dana Kent Greathouse. Pavel Lechenko. Scott Brian Patrick. Kanapan Swaminathan. For the degree Master of Science, Petroleum Engineering, Junji Jo. Midowa D. Bededo. Vladimir V. Petunin. In Chemical and Biological Engineering for the degree Master of Science, Chemical Engineering, Kayende A. Adieme. Ryan Donald Booker. Michael P. Iser. David A. Riley. In geophysics for the degree Master of Science, Geophysics, Asieme Bibalova. Mohammed Mossad El-Baharia. Jeffrey A. Godwin. Leslie Nicole McWhirter. Ahmad I. Ramdani. Saksit Sanwanpan. Margarita V. Sarianova. In chemistry and geochemistry for the degree Master of Science, Chemistry, Melanie Newman. In physics for the degree Master of Science, Applied Physics, Benjamin Robert Galloway. Andrew John Niedringhaus. William E. Oswald. David E. Sommer. John Caleb Spears. In economics and business for the degree Master of Science, Mineral and Energy Economics, Juan Pablo Centeno. Corey J. Forgrave. Taylor M. Gunn. Ryan A. Kimball. Marvin Lee King. Adrian Manuel Lara Garcia. Louis Richard Mamani Espinoza. Ian Mislevek. Andrew Ritter. Eric M. Siegel. Naphorn Simsum Kumwat. Ian Patrick Wright. For the degree Master of Science, Engineering and Technology Management, Christopher J. Bostic. Emily Carol Collette. Megan H. Fair. Gordon William Lynn Galloway. Matthew S. Hemler. Kristen Lee Reindaler. Pierce Alton Rohde. Samuel A. Shower II. Heather Dawn Smith. Gordon S. Smith. Matthew Paul Stiasny. Brian Robert Wilson. In Liberal Arts and International Studies for the degree Master of International Political Economy of Resources, Eric Aboge Zet. Idara Robson Ibang. Bibi Sahara Faizi. Katerina Vittoria Olivara Stewart. Ross F. Wayno. In the College of Engineering and Computational Sciences in Applied Mathematics and Statistics for the degree Master of Science, Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Christopher M. Bukowski. Marie-Claire Lele. Christopher A. Lorenzini. Emma J. Nicoletti. Jacob D. Rezak. Larissa F. Taylor. Megan A. Yoder. In Civil and Environmental Engineering for the degree Master of Science Engineering, Civil Specialty, Ayman Salim Al-Hodri. David A. Begley. Jonathan G. Cook. Jeffrey David Harrell. Daniel H. Kane. Robert K. May. For the degree Master of Science, Environmental Science and Engineering, Daniel James Allen. William Samuel Allen. Andrea Christine Blaine. Adam R. Brady. Evan P. Gray. Crystal Suzanne Hibbert. Nathan Christian Jorgensen. Joel John Kenyon. Elizabeth Ann Kirby. Lisa B. Kudrick. Joaquim A. Vicus Arias. Kim Valenian Vo. For the degree Master of Science, Hydrology, Taylor Elise Rigsby. Luke Mackenzie Jack Shannon. In Electrical Engineering and Computer Science for the degree Master of Science Engineering, Electrical Specialty, Benjamin Wesley Allen. Timothy M. Douglas. Fatima Azahara El Azuzi. Andrew M. Meyer. Madhumitha Ravindairan. Jason Michael Sexauer. Luis M. Torres Abreu. Makak J. Sagratsky. For the degree Master of Science Engineering, Systems Specialty, Marissa Jene Petty. For the degree Master of Science, Mathematical and Computer Sciences, David J. Danford. Mitchell S. Ducina. Andrew Charles Asher Fager. Brian C. Honus. Shanley Phillip. Zachary R. Tillotson. Richard J. Zerbies II. In Mechanical Engineering for the degree Master of Science Engineering, Mechanical Specialty, John Arthur Bush. John Dallimore Raymer Craystick. Justin E. Cusino. Jesse N. Hulbert. Mark Pius Malsom. Caitlin V. Manning. Miguel R. Martins. Jonathan A. Martz. Eric Ryan Miller. Marguerite Patricia Parker. Lauren Ann Pine. Andrew Reitz. Andrew Thomas Schmidt. Matthew R. Shaw. Jeffrey Benjamin Tattershaw. Julie Bell Van Lannen. For the degree Master of Science Engineering Systems Specialty, Elizabeth A. Morley. In addition, 33 candidates have completed all the requirements for the master's degree but are unable to attend this ceremony.
Thank you, Dr. Boyd. I shall now ask Dr. Parker to present the candidates for the doctoral degrees. Dr. Parker?
Would today's candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy please rise? Mr. President, with the approval of the faculty, I recommend that the degree Doctor of Philosophy be conferred upon these candidates. The candidates who are unable to be present today will be awarded their degrees in absentia. Their names appear in the program.
Upon recommendation of the faculty and by the authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Our doctoral candidates were honored this morning in front of their family and friends at a special hooding ceremony where they received the doctoral hoods from their advisors. I now ask that you please come forward for your degrees. Vice President for Research and Technology Transfer, Dr. John Pote, will announce the names of the graduates.
In Metallurgical and Materials Engineering for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Metallurgical and Materials Engineering, Dr. Tariq A. Al Ghamdi. Dr. Ryan W. Regier. Dr. Joseph Allen Ronovich. Dr. Grant Aaron Thomas. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Materials Science, Dr. Sterling Walker Myers III. In Geology and Geological Engineering for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Geology, Dr. Maria Elizabeth Brunhart Lupo. In Petroleum Engineering for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Petroleum Engineering, Dr. Osman Gonal Apaydin. Dr. Serena Sharawong. In Chemical and Biological Engineering for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Chemical Engineering, Dr. Sanjeev V. Joshi. In Geophysics for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Geophysics, Dr. Mason A. Cass. In Physics for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Applied Physics, Dr. Lucas A. Schneider. In Economics and Business for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Mineral Economics, Dr. Jennifer Ann Van Dinter. In Economics and Business for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Mineral and Energy Economics, Dr. William B. Lambert. In the College of Engineering and Computational Sciences, in Applied Mathematics and Statistics for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Dr. Tanya Lynn Lariska Carricker. In Civil and Environmental Engineering for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Environmental Science and Engineering, Dr. Catherine Graham Dam. Dr. Christiana Hopper Jones. Dr. Jackson Zan Lee. Dr. Heather Eileen Pace. In Electrical Engineering and Computer Science for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Dr. Tina M. Corey. In Mechanical Engineering for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Engineering, Mechanical Specialty, Dr. Bashir Saad Elmabrook. Dr. Amy Elizabeth Richards. In Mechanical Engineering for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Nuclear Engineering, Dr. Salim S. Drera. In addition, 5 candidates have all completed the requirements for the doctoral degree, but are unable to attend this ceremony.
Thank you, Dr. Pote. The Colorado School of Mines was one of the first 4 colleges in the United States to establish a Reserve Officers Training Corps, or ROTC, program. I'm honored to present Major David Roselle, United States Army, who will introduce the graduates who earned commissions in the United States Army during the course of their studies. Major Roselle?
Thank you. Good morning. As a professor of military science, it's both an honor and privilege for me to recognize 3 individuals and to share in this truly wonderful occasion as they take their next step to becoming second lieutenants in the United States military. 3 Colorado School of Mines graduates will be commissioned into the United States Army tomorrow morning. I wish to extend our sincere appreciation to their parents and families and friends that gave such great support and encouragement and they provided as they've studied at this prestigious university. And our thanks goes out to all the faculty at the Colorado School of Mines for their mentorship and guidance they provided to these students as they pursued a commission while earning their undergraduate degrees in math, computer science, and engineering physics. These exceptionally professional students embody the concept of selfless service because they've chosen this path to serve something greater than themselves. Each has chosen to serve our nation, to stand watch as guardians of our freedom and our liberty. Will these cadets please stand to be recognized? Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you Cadet Trevor Buckles, who report to Fort Gordon, Georgia, as a Signal Corps officer in the United States Army. Also, Cadet Thomas J. O'Brien, a military intelligence officer reporting to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, to be an artilleryman. And to Cadet David Roberts, who report to Fort Knox, Kentucky, as a Medical Service Corps officer in the United States Army. Congratulations. Best wishes to each of you, and thank you.
Thank you, Major Roselli. Our first graduating class was commissioned in 1921, and we are honored to celebrate our 91st anniversary of graduating exceptional students into military leadership positions. Let's give these three graduates another round of applause. I'll now ask Chairman Spanster to come forward to present a special faculty award.
Thank you, President Scoggins. On occasion, the Board of Trustees recognizes the exceptional contributions of a Mines faculty member through presentation of the Board of Trustees Outstanding Faculty Award. Today is such an occasion. This award recognizes achievement which contributes to the breadth of student classroom learning, as well as significant achievements outside of the classroom. What is particularly fun about this award is that it is a complete and total surprise to the honoree. We hope. Let's find out. The Board of Trustees is pleased to present the Outstanding Faculty Award to Dr. Carl Mitchum. He's surprised. Dr. Mitchum is the professor of liberal arts and director of the Hinnebach Program for Humanities. So I'll now ask Dr. Mitchum, who is indeed surprised, to come on up. While he's walking, Dr. Mitchum holds bachelor's and master's degrees from the University of Colorado and a PhD from Fordham University, all in philosophy. Dr. Mitchum first came to Mines as a Hinnebach Program one-year visiting professor in 1995, and then came back to us in 1999. He has made significant contributions to students' classroom learning experience through his development and teaching of ethics and science and technology policy classes. As a noted scholar, Dr. Mitchum frequently publishes articles, translations, book reviews, speaks at professional conferences, and is the recipient of multiple international and national grants. Dr. Mitchum serves on multiple campus committees, including serving as co-chair of the Ethics Across the Curriculum Committee. In short, Dr. Mitchum's impact on campus and on students is lasting and significant. The trustees are proud to present him with the Colorado School of Mines Board of Trustees Outstanding Faculty Award. And I think here it is. Congratulations.
Thank you. I am truly surprised. It was fun watching him to spring to life in his chair over there. But congratulations again, Dr. Mitchum. And with that in mind, I would like to ask all the faculty to stand so that we can recognize them. They mean so much to the students that graduate today, and we thank you for your service. So faculty, please stand on the stage as well. Thank you very much. Graduates, today you leave Mines as the beneficiaries of a world-class education, one that has prepared you well for what comes next. You've graduated from one of the most rigorous engineering and applied science programs, universities in the world, and I hope you take that with great pride and joy in your accomplishment. Have no doubt you've been shaped by your time here at Mines. Your best professors have inspired you, and your peers have motivated you to achieve things you never thought possible. Your hard work has paid off, and you have unlimited opportunities ahead of you. You have much to gain as a result of your education, but you also have much to offer, and the world needs what you have to offer now more than ever. You're joining a global community of engineers, mathematicians, and scientists working together to solve the world's increasingly complex problems. The answers to these problems won't come from one field. There is no one solution, so stay in touch with your classmates, your roommates, and your teammates, and continue to talk to each other and explore one another's ideas and work. You are the next generation of leaders, and we're counting on you. Put your education to work around the globe, in your country, and in your neighborhood as professionals and informed citizens. Yesterday, you were a member of a select group, students of the Colorado School of Mines. Today, you are members of an even more select group, the Colorado School of Mines alumni. In your honor, the Colorado School of Mines Madrigal Singers will now perform the Mines alma mater.
Raise your voices, engineers, your devotion sing. To the greatest school of mines, let the chorus ring. Hail to thee, CSM, to our hearts most dear. Every miner lauds thy name, and every engineer. Honor, glory to thy name, these we pledge anew. While we live to sing thy fame, alma mater true. Hail to thee, School of Mines, silver and the blue. Every miner sings thy praise, O alma mater true.
Thank you, Madrigal Singers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're going to be disappointed to know that this ceremony is about to come to a conclusion. But before we go, I'd like to remind our graduates that ultimately life is an adventure. And as that great American philosopher Mark Twain once said, 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor. Catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. Let's give our graduates one more round of applause. Please stand, graduates. I ask that you remain seated for the recessional and then join us across the green in Stratton Commons to my left for a reception to celebrate today's graduates and their accomplishments. And once again, congratulations graduates and congratulations parents. Thank you all for being here.